All right, the Democratic Alliance is unveiling its manifesto for the 4th of November 2026 local government elections, outlining what it says is the most comprehensive plan yet to fix struggling municipalities. The launch comes as political parties ramp up their campaigns ahead of the polls, with service delivery, governance and coalition stability expected to dominate the election narrative. Let's go back to SABC News anchor Ayanda Nyathi in Newtown in Johannesburg. Ayanda, just before we went to our ad break, or to the top of the hour, the mayoral candidate for Johannesburg, Helen Zille, had been talking about accountability, how engineers need to lead in the engineering sector, how those with the financial know-how need to lead the coffers in these municipalities. What else did she say?
Well, she also described this local government election campaign season as not just about elections, but has likened it to a fight, Griselda. She says it's a fight against the criminal cartels, those who have corrupted the city and have essentially drained their coffers. This has really been, if you like, the undercurrent of much of her campaign. If you are able to follow through some of the interviews that Helen Zille has done up to this point, she's really driving home this idea that part of the main priorities that she would take up if she were to be given a mandate by Joburg residents would be to clean up the city, literally and quite figuratively. It's a message that I imagine would, I suppose, find resonance with many people who've lived in and around, especially the inner city. Ironically, as we were driving to where we are now, which is the Mary Fitzgerald Square, you could see remnants of decay, the grime and crime that most people have become so accustomed to in this inner city. You get a sense that the Democratic Alliance, at least Helen Zille more specifically, is riding on the idea of getting that sorted out. In 2021, when the party was launching their manifesto, the slogan that we're going with was that the DA gets things done. This time around, the slogan is the DA works for all. And you get the sense that that's really what they're hoping many people who are listening into today's program, and in fact will stick around for the official launch of the manifesto at around 11 o'clock, will buy into that idea. Some of the issues, for example, that came up in 2021 is around the provision of dependable services, issues to do with electricity. We're told of an energy resilient project, 6 pilot municipalities, we're told, that will be focused on where essentially these municipalities will buy their energy directly from independent power producers. The DA speaking about a world-class rapid bus system, much like what is taking place in Cape Town. You get the sense that they want to replicate that elsewhere in the country. Who could forget? Jobs are such a big part of what is weighing on so many South Africans. The DA in 2021 saying this is something they're going to focus on. In fact, the words that were used by John Steenhuisen at the time is, we want to let investors know that DA-run municipalities are open for business. The obvious question then is, to what extent will that messaging change this time around? To what extent can it actually change, realistically speaking, given just how long-standing many of those issues are? When we arrived, we were told the program will start at 9 o'clock. I'll tell you, at around 9 o'clock, you certainly had the program director already on stage. What is now taking place is that the different mayoral candidates are giving a word or two in the lead up to 11 o'clock, when we expect Jordan Hill-Lewis to finally outline some of those key take-homes from the manifesto itself. Helen Zille was up first amongst those mayoral candidates, and that should come as no surprise. We're told that where a party typically launches their manifesto is in and of itself a message that they're sending. And because we're in Johannesburg, we get a sense that the DA is really focusing their fight around this particular metro. And in fact, it seems they feel that they really have what it takes to take over the mayoral trains. Speaking now, it sounds like it's the mayoral candidate for Tshwane Katuchelo, and that will continue with Celia Brink, Warren Pretorius and Mangaung, and several others. We're going to keep a close eye on those developments for you as they continue throughout the course of the morning. When you come back to us, we'll have a chat with our Ndwandile Mbeche, political editor with the SABC, touch base with some reporters with the politics team involving Samkele Maseko and Ntlantla Kgatlana. There's plenty more to tell you about, so make sure that you do stick around. Griselda?
Ayanda, thank you very much. A full team out at the launch of the DA's manifesto.